Social Security recipients have spoken. Take a look at this. 80% of retirees want better inflation protection. Well, there is a proposed change in Social Security that could mean more money for retirees. I'll let you know exactly how much by the exact dollar amount you could expect with this change. And I'll give you some other updates in regards to Representative John Larson talking again in Congress about Social Security.
So my brief question to you, Madam Secretary, could you discuss the importance of Social Security and why the President has adhered to making sure that we're not taxing people below $400,000?
I'll play the full video clip of what the latest he has to say, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before diving into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. Let's get into it. Proposed change in Social Security could mean more money for retirees. A proposed bill could change how Social Security COLA is calculated, resulting in higher benefits for retirees. But the big question is how much, because a lot of this bill, as well as a lot of publication around this change, doesn't really say how much, but I finally found the number that you could relate to and see if it's actually that much of a difference for you. So, a new bill could result in an important change in Social Security cost of living adjustment that could benefit retirees. So this is the Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Seniors Act, which will protect and expand benefits for older adults who rely on them by making significant changes to the COLA calculation. So, what's said here, rising costs mean Arizona seniors on Social Security see the real value for their benefits to decrease. My new bill puts more dollars in pockets of Social Security recipients to pay their bills, get their medications, and pay for housing. So not just Arizona, this would be nationwide if this bill passes. So what would this do? Well, it would change the CPI-W to the CPI-E. So it's for a different way of calculating. It's the consumer price index for urban wage earners versus the consumer price index for elderly. Basically, the CPIE would give a higher COLA percentage. What type of percentage? Well, let's take a look at this article right here, as 80% of retirees want better inflation protection. So if the COLA were to change, if that were law today, the COLA in 2024 would be almost a percentage point higher, 4% versus 3.2% announced by the Social Security Administration. So a 0.8% difference for 2024. To put that in perspective, what that is, for every $1,000, let's just say you get $1,000 per month, you would get 0.8% higher if it was changed to the CPIE for this specific year of 2024. So let's just say, to put that in perspective, 0.8% or 8% of $1,000 would be $80. 0.8% would be $8. So there would be an $8 difference per month for 2024 if it was changed to the CPIE compared to the CPIW. Now, that may not seem like a big difference, but I guess over the course of a year. Also, it may be one of the years where the CPIW and the CPIE could be closer. I've seen some charts and data showing a big difference where the CPIE could be significantly larger. Now, when it comes to this change, now this is just in the this bill right here, the Boosting COLAs for Seniors Act. That is just one bill that would change the CPIE to the CPIW. Now, there is a bill that would have that, plus a dozen other benefit increases for Social Security. So, for example, the Social Security 2100 Act would change the CPIE to the CPIW, which, according to this, would be a $57 more per month in 2024. Right? So the Social Security 2100 Act would do that, plus a 2% increase, plus some other increases in benefits. Now, one of the people championing the Social Security 2100 Act and calling for more reform is Representative John Larson. Take a look at what he has to say here.
Madam Secretary, I want to commend the Biden administration. I think Mr. Thompson went through the lists of accomplishments, et cetera, but I especially want to focus on what you have repeatedly said, that the president, and he has been rock solid on this, has said that he's not going to raise taxes on anybody who's making under $400,000. And he's also been out there as a champion of both not only protecting but preserving Social Security. And again, and let's do the reality check here by saying that people making over $400,000 ought to be paying what people making $35,000, $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 are paying. And currently, because I think this comes as a surprise to most Americans, most earning above that level pay little or nothing. Millionaires end up finishing contributing to Social Security in February. Bazillionaires and wealthy people pay little at all, or they circumvent the tax code altogether and don't pay into the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and the #1 anti-poverty program for children. I commend President Biden for not only saying that we want to protect Social Security, but we want to expand its benefits, and we can do so by having all Americans pay their fair share. He couldn't have been clearer in his State of the Union message that this is what it's about. Of course, as you know, Madam Secretary, it's Congress that has to make these moves, and Congress hasn't done anything to enhance Social Security in more than 50 years. And talk about numbers, with 10,000 baby boomers a day becoming eligible for Social Security, it's long overdue that Congress take action. I applaud the president for doing so in such a straightforward, dramatic way and paying for it. So my brief question to you, Madam Secretary, could you discuss the importance of Social Security and why the president has adhered to making sure that we're not taxing people below $400,000?
Happy to. Every year, Social Security lifts tens of millions of seniors out of poverty. It is the federal government's most important anti-poverty program, and it's a guarantee that generations of Americans have counted on, namely after working hard throughout one's life, that you'll be able to retire with security and with dignity. And for those reasons, President Biden feels very strongly that we need to preserve the benefits and even extend the benefits of Social Security and honor the commitments that we have made to the nation's seniors. He's committed to working with Congress to protect Social Security for this generation and future generations.
I thank you, Madam Secretary, and I yield back.
What are your thoughts on what Representative John Larson has to say? He seems to be one of the only Congress members calling for a change and increase and expansion and reform for Social Security, yet everyone in Congress is saying, some are saying yes, but no one's taking any action, as usual, unfortunately. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is a tip of the day. I want to tell you one of my favorite secrets. Adults don't know everything. So I don't too. I know I'm really smart, but I don't really know as much things. You don't know as much things, but we're all gonna learn. I promise. If you keep on working every day, I can. And we all can, and we can all be really smart. And we can all be really smart. Like being a teacher or something. And I help kids be smart. Come, let's read.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the latest in terms of what Congress is not doing with Social Security and why Congress hasn't voted on anything, got some really good data and information in this video over here. So click that video now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.